Hi, I'm Zach Zaborny from Epic Assist, and today I'm here to talk to you about job searching on the autism spectrum as a person with lived experience.
I'm Tony Attwood, and my experience is as a clinician, so I'll be bringing in my clinical experience and research in this area.
It's important to remember that searching for a job takes time, and finding the right job can be challenging. During periods of unemployment, it's important to stay active and busy. Look into volunteering opportunities in your community. Not only can this keep your mind active and give you a routine, but it shows motivation and commitment to prospective employers. Thinking about what type of work not only can you do, but would enjoy is essential. And it can be tough. That's why having people there to help identify areas of strength and improvement, navigating job searching sites, providing encouragement, and teaching you how to promote yourself can be so beneficial in the job searching process.
Job search. One of the difficulties is which job, and how do I know it's going to be a good job, and will it suit me? One of the most important things is to look at your strengths. And from my experience, those strengths can include knowledge, phenomenal knowledge in the chosen area of expertise, great attention to detail, very high standards, but also a very strong work ethic of actually enjoying doing the work. So if you are going to choose a job, it needs to be a job that you actually enjoy, that hopefully will demonstrate your qualities and your skills and also the qualifications you may have. When you're looking at different dimensions, one of the components is going to be social contact. Often I find two's company, three's a crowd, and the number of workmates and social expectations, which can be coped with, but can be incredibly draining. So it's how many people would you be involved with? And next is pressure of performance. In Asperger's, there is a greater emphasis usually on quality rather than speed. So it may be important to check how much pressure there will be for performance in that job and a level of pressure that you can cope with. Other dimensions are going to be sensory, bright lights, sounds, all those sorts of components that you need to be in a sensorily acceptable environment. Another one is in terms of change. That is, you prepared yourself for, this is my day, this is what I'm going to do, and your line manager suddenly said, oh, we're going to do something completely different. That can be quite upsetting. So your ability to cope with change and the likely change in that job. Other areas are going to be transport and travel. How far is it away? How are you going to get there? And so on. So that's another dimension. And also the degree of support that you may have. That is support in maintaining that job, someone in that job that you feel that you can relate to, who seems to understand you, to ensure that it's successful. Now, some of the blocks can be nothing to do with Asperger's directly. It can be feeling despondent and depressed about your current circumstances, and not necessarily having the energy to keep pursuing applications that may not have been successful. It'll be helpful if you have someone who can keep you going. Certainly those with Asperger syndrome are very tenacious, but you may need support if you're feeling exhausted in searching for a job. When you have a job that you think could be the one for you, you're going to fill in the application form. And then certainly you'll provide the information they need to know on your abilities. But you may seriously question, should you disclose having Asperger's syndrome or not? This is a very personal decision. People with Asperger's are usually very honest and want to be upfront. But the difficulty can be if there are 200 people applying for this particular job. Whoever is going through the applications is looking for reasons to reject. And if they don't know and understand Asperger's syndrome, then they will go, nope, don't know it, reject. So I think it could be wise at times not to put Asperger's in the application. You don't have to. You may decide to, and that could be to your advantage. But the question of disclosure may be one that you discuss with someone important to you in your life, or someone who's an expert in this area.